This is the first part of popular Docker interview questions. In this video, we will learn containerization, its advantages, what is Docker, Docker architecture, Docker registry, and type of Docker registries, followed by Docker image, container, and what is the difference between Docker image and container. And at the end, there is a very popular real-time scenario-based Docker interview question for you. Let me know in comment box how many questions you are already aware of. So let's start. Our first question is, what is containerization? So containerization is nothing but a process of packaging an application code along with its dependencies like library, framework, and some other configuration file so that it can be run efficiently and seamlessly in any environment. Let's understand it from a diagram. So in this diagram, we have a container over here. In this container, we have our application code, Java, Tomcat, and some other configuration files. So all these are packaged into a container and shipped. So this container can be launched in any environment like your dev environment, your stage environment, or your production environment. Everywhere it will run efficiently and seamlessly, and there will be no discrepancies. Our next question is, what are the advantages of containerization? So first advantage is quick software development, and second one is easy software delivery. So let's try to understand it by some examples. So in this example, this is my developer workstation where library 1 is already installed from some previous project. Now developer got an assignment to work on project number 2. So in this project, there are two library dependencies, but library 1 was already installed, so developer didn't get to know about this, and developer was already aware about the library 2. So developer assumed that this code has only dependency on library 2. So after this, developer has shipped the code along with library 2 in our dev and stage environment. So what will happen when we'll try to run this code? Then there will be only library 2 and application code. So in that case, obviously your code deployment will fail. So this is one use case where containerization helps a lot. Let's see scenario number 2. So in this scenario, my application code has dependency on Java 11. So if Java 11 is not installed, then some of my code features will not work. So when this code will be shipped, so along with my app code, Java 11 will not be shipped because Java installation will be part of your infrastructure building, and during that time we have installed Java 8 instead of Java 11. So obviously in this case also my deployment will fail. So in all these cases, if we ship our code along with its dependencies, then these kind of failure scenarios can be ignored. So this is the advantage of using containerization. So the next question is, what is Docker? So Docker is a very popular containerization platform which packages your application along with its dependencies to form a container so that your application can run seamlessly in any environment, be it a development environment, test environment, or production environment. Next comes the very popular interview question, that is Docker architecture. Docker has a client server architecture. In this, it has Docker client and Docker daemon. Docker daemon is a continuous running process which does most of the heavy lifting like maintaining the container, maintaining images, and maintaining network, storage, and other things. Along with this, Docker daemon always listen for the commands from Docker client. And what is Docker client? Docker client is a command line interface from users like you and me. We can pass our commands, and Docker client will pass all these commands to Docker daemon, and Docker daemon will perform these actions for us. Now, how Docker client connects to Docker daemon? So there are different ways to connect. One is through API, second one is through Unix sockets, and third one is through network interface. Our next question is, what is Docker registry? So Docker registry is a remote repository where you can store your Docker images, and from here you can download your images wherever you want and you can run your containers. There are two types of Docker registries. One is public registry, second one is private registry. Example of public registry is Docker Hub. Here you can upload your images, or if you want you can download somebody else's image and you can test it out. But if you are running an organization, then you would prefer to store your images privately so that nobody else from outside world can see the content of your image. So now we know Docker registry and its types. So the next question is, how we can access public and private registries. You need to use Docker login to access public registry, but before that you have to create your account at hub.docker.com so that you can get your username and password from there and you can use it to access the registry over here. Here one more important question from interview point of view is that do you need to log in to public repository to pull the images? So the answer is no. You can pull images from Docker Hub without login. But if you want to push your image to Docker Hub, in that case you have to log in. Next is how to access private repository. So here the command is same, but the end you have to give your private registry URL. And of course your user should be created in that registry so that you can access it. Also in Docker Hub you can make your registry private as well and you can add members to it so that your registry will be visible to those users, not the entire world. Now our next question is what is Docker image? So Docker image is a read-only template which contains your source code, libraries, dependencies and some set of instructions to start a container. Let's understand it from the diagram. So here in this diagram you can see we have 4 layers and all the layers are read-only. All these layers are composed of your source code, some dependencies like Tomcat and the instruction to start your container. So here in this case start Tomcat is the instruction to start a container. Also, Docker image is immutable. What does it mean? It means that once you have created an image, you cannot modify the same image. So if you want to update something or if you want to remove something from that image, you cannot do with the existing one. So you have to create a new image for whatever change you do. After Docker images, the next expected question is what is Docker container? So in simple words, Docker container is nothing but a running instance of your image. And every time you create a new container, Docker creates a new writable layer for it where you can store the container specific changes. Let's try to understand it with a diagram. Here blue portion is your Docker image which is read only and nothing can be changed over here. And the yellow portion is Docker read write layer which is created whenever you create a new container. Now let's understand the use of this writable layer by some scenarios. So in first scenario, let's say we want to write logs in the container. So using this writable layer, we can write the logs. Now in second scenario, let's suppose I want to update my Tomcat configuration file. But as my Docker image is a read-only layer, so this configuration file cannot be updated over there. So what my Docker does, it takes a copy of this configuration file, modifies it and keeps it in container writable layer. And instead of referring the configuration file from image, it will start referring the configuration file from the container writable layer. As now we know what is Docker image and Docker container, so the next question is there any dependency between Docker image and Docker container? Let's try to understand this from this diagram. Docker image has no dependency on Docker container because you can install Docker image and it is okay if you do not run a container from it. On the other hand, Docker container has dependency on Docker image. So let's suppose you want to run a Tomcat Docker container. For that, you have to pull Tomcat Docker image. Without that image, you cannot run the container. With this, I'll stop the first part of Docker interview questions. But there is a question for you which is very popular in Docker interviews. So here is the question. Let's suppose you have a server with 2 GB space and you have an image of 500 MB. So is it possible to run 4 containers of this image on this host? Write your answer in comment and in next video we will look for the answer of this question. If you like the video then do hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. It motivates me to make more such free content. Thank you.